The best part is I keep speaking in Hindi and I know they don't know. And मुझे मालूम है इनको नहीं समझ में आ रहा.
Slowly catching up. We'll catch up slowly, but we catch up.
By the time they learn Hindi, I'll start speaking in Punjabi or Bangla.
You don't know where Rahman's going to be. You don't know whether he's here, in LA, where it is. So you can't call him at what time. He works at all times in the day. There's no point in calling. He might be in the middle of something very busy. I'm jobless. I sit at home, listen to his music.
I remember in the very beginning, I was so heartbroken when I heard my Roja soundtrack. When it came from the master, it was so badly mastered. And then it had to go back 3-4 times. But by the time, August, the date came in, so we had to compromise.
Hello and welcome to ETimes, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Actually, I'm shivering right now because I have not seen so many stars and so much of experience in one frame. Okay. Now, Mani sir, if I'm being told that when you met your wife Suhasini for the first time, you gave her a bag which had Ponniyin Selvan in it back then. Were you planning this film since that time?
No, this film was a dream. I was not planning. I was not ready for it as yet, but it was a dream. It was a dream from the time you, read the book. It's been a dream for a lot of people who've read it in Tamil. So it was like that. I didn't know, it was not a plan to make it a film then.
So when did this dream began? When was the first time you read the book and you dreamed of making it?
I read the book in school, and at that point of time I never thought I'd get into films at all. But it was just a fascinating book. And it always felt like a big screen experience, the larger than life adventure, which is exciting and beautifully told. So that's been, and you always felt that it's been, it was there to be made into cinema. It had everything that, good cinema calls for.
Okay. Now, so with the second part about to release in few days' time, what's the feeling now? Do you think, okay, now I'm done with both the films? Now, what is the feeling now?
No, I'm not yet done. It has to release, and I have to see that I've been able to say it correctly, that we have managed to communicate it well, and it is reaches the people. So it's still there.
Do you still take pressure of a film's release after so many 40 years in the business?
Yeah, it doesn't change at all.
No,
it's always there.
Wow. Gulzar Saab, you teamed up with the first time with Mani sir in 96-97 Dil Se, and now after 13 years you work with him again. Last was Ravan. So when he came to you again for this one, did you ask him कहाँ गए 13 साल आप, कहाँ चले गए 13 साल के लिए आप?
No, I didn't ask now. I have been asking him in all the 13 years. All the 13 years I've been asking him, and in between the 13 years also, I've been asking, when do I get a break again? When do I get a chance again to work with you? And I was asking Rahman also, okay, have you stopped doing any Hindi work? Otherwise, I'll have to learn Tamil. I'll have to learn Malayalam. There was no other way.
Okay. Now, Rahman sir, it's been 31 years since the first time you met with Mani sir. Now, in the last 31 years, how has he changed, or have you adapted to his style, or he's adapted to your style? Who's changed and who's not changed?
No, I think, I don't think we've changed. It feels like yesterday, like the first time when he came and met me, the same admiration is there. And I don't think much has changed.
No? Okay.
The tools have changed. How we express. I remember in the very beginning, I was so heartbroken when I heard my Roja soundtrack. When it came from the master, it was so badly mastered. And then it had to go back 3-4 times. But by the time, August, the date came in, so we had to compromise and say, okay. And then another thing is you do a score with a high fidelity, and then it used to come on mono.
Yeah.
So that all changed. Now we have Atmos and great sound.
Okay. So in an interview, Rajiv Menon once said that maniratnam nearly fired you he nearly was going to fire you from a film that was Bombay because you weren't giving Hamma
I didn't know
to
that
him.
story.
What are you saying?
I think it happened in the background.
How can you fire Rahman?
You nearly fired.
That is what Rajiv says.
You nearly fired him, but he gave you the Bombay theme.
Yeah,
I think he was definitely upset because he was under pressure. And for me, I wanted to gift him this theme.
Yeah.
I had been working on it. And it was composed for his wife's movie in his brother's house. So when I was composing for them, I said, okay, I have a tune not for you, for your husband. So I had that ready. But I wanted to, I'd done the Bombay theme on the keyboards. I wanted to properly orchestrate it. By then he wanted the song. I said, no, let me give you this one because this is more important for your movie. That's what I thought. So that was it.
No, only thing we thought we were going to listen to Amma's finished version. We went to the after shoot, we went there. And if it was not ready, we don't know what we are going to do. But when you go in and he plays this, it just calms you completely. You know, it's just surreal to have that.
True that it is. Now, Mani sir, you are the only director I know wherein established actors, directors turn into your AD. One is sitting right here. Vikram became an AD on your film. How is it? How is it to have directors and you've been trained, you've been working for 40 years now. You've had so many directors who worked under you.
Yeah, I don't think I'd look at their work as AD's work. They're just there to help me out, you know. I mean, they are part of the direction team. They're with me, you know. So, and it's just that we do a lot of things together, you know, whether you write or whether you make a film. So it's wonderful to have support from everything. I think as a director, you're greedy. You take everything that you grab and you can grab, and everything is useful to you. So you use it. It's just selfishness, nothing else.
Just selfishness, nothing. Okay, Gulzar sir, now when you worked with Mani sir and Rahman sir on this one, how was it different from the last Ravan? How was it different? Have they changed for you, or does he understand Hindi better now? Your Hindi better with him?
No, they haven't changed us. And I think this much Hindi they always knew. Perhaps Rahman has improved in his Hindi a little more.
He's a better student.
He has improved, isn't it? But you knew Hindi well already. So, there was no problem. And Mani sir doesn't change like that. He might have become a better tennis player now than before, but he was a master maker right from the beginning that I knew him. Right from the beginning. I remember one very rare meeting, I just now remember it, in Rajasthan when you had come to meet Vinod.
Correct. Yeah.
It was on a set.
And you were
I was
shooting
in Rajasthan somewhere.
Bikaner. You were shooting, I remember.
That's where he had come to meet Vinod Khanna there. So that was my first meeting with him. And that's I remembered it today.
Wow. Correct.
So,
No, Mani sir,
he remains same passionate man, passionate director.
True. Now, so when you shoot for 150 days straight and you release in part 1 and part 2, did you ever not thought of probably on the response of part 1 I'll change something in part 2? I mean, that's what normally people do when they make sequels of part 1, part 2. So you never thought, oh, probably I will change something?
It's a story that's been told. For 70 years, it's been the best-selling story.
Yes.
Unless I do a terrible job, there's no way that, I'll have to doubt whether it'll work or not.
True. Now, I've heard Vikram, I've heard Karthi, and they've both told me that you on purpose make things difficult. In one interview, Rahman even jokingly called you tyrant on the set.
Okay.
Are you one?
No,
Should I be
not at all.
scared right now?
I'm harmless. Toothless.
No, I said the most oppressive thing is to trust people. I trust you. I know that you're going to do the job. Instead of telling them what to do, that trust is a tyrant. Because we take it seriously. Oh my God, this man trusts us. So let's go give the best.
It meant seriously, Rem.
Yeah, but then I'm just saying that is very subtle tyranny.
But all the actors always say that what you do with Mani sir, you cannot do with anyone else. So what do you do? That all actors say that what you do with Mani, you never do with anyone else. What is that button you turn and switch?
Nothing. I just pull them in earlier. That's all. It's a part of them. It's not them or me demanding something to be done. I think together, I tell them together we have to discover this character. It's not just me telling you what to do, or it's not just you doing, but it has to we have to give it shape. We have to make it alive. We have to make it believable that it's alive. That's all. I think the people who make a film believable are the actors. I think they give life to the film. How much ever, wherever you shoot, wherever you place your camera, whatever score that we put behind, the actors have to make it believable. So it is very important that you work closely with actors, and it helps when you have good actors. So the first thing is to pick nice actors.
Okay. Rahman sir, with 31 plus years of knowing Mani sir, what's your first reaction when his name flashes on your phone? When my mentor calls me, I feel like I have goofed up something. What is your reaction when he calls you?
I think we never talk to each other. We just text, and he emails me, and yeah.
Wow.
You don't know where Rahman's going to be. You don't know whether he's here, in LA, where it is. So you can't call him at what time. He works at all times in the day. There's no point in calling. He might be in the middle of something very busy. I'm jobless. I sit at home, listen to his music. So I text him, see whether he's free, and he'll call back.
Okay. Now, Mani sir, you are 66 years old, 67.
What are you talking about?
No, you're not.
It's
You're young.
25.
25, na? 25. So what took you, so why undertake such a mammoth project with like 40 years of experience? Did it now turn out to that now you think you're capable of pulling this off? Was it that it happened now?
No, this is when I got funds to do the film.
Who's saying no to maniratnam for funds, please?
No, it's true. It's a project. It's not that somebody's saying no. It is that it should become viable at that stage, where it should be feasible to do. You should have that many actors who are willing to work together, who will be right for the role. There are too many things that have to fall in. And in a way, it has been good because it's being done today. We are able to do it in 2 parts. Instead of trying to cram the story into a single part and make it very difficult, we are able to at least do it in 2 parts. And the technology has improved so much that we are able to shoot it at several places, make it more authentic, make it lesser compromises and lesser sets and fake, ambience. So in a way, I think it's meant to be done now.
Okay. Gulzar sir, when the three of you all meet up for a session, what is it? Who talks the most? Is it you? Is it Rahman? Is it Mani sir? Who talks the most and who takes the meeting forward?
We like to listen to them.
Yeah.
So he talks the most.
Yeah. He's the master.
I love his voice.
Exactly.
I love his voice.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Because the best part is I keep speaking in Hindi and I know they don't know. So it's easier, So बहुत आराम से
That is not true, sir. That is.
and मुझे मालूम है इनको नहीं समझ में आ रहा
Slowly catching up. We'll catch up slowly, but we catch up.
तो I had that privilege.
I love your words. I
By
love
the
your
time
voice.
they learn Hindi, I'll start speaking in Punjabi or Bangla. I'll find another language.
Okay, Mani sir, my last question to you is, my 2 last questions to you is, one, somewhere I read that you are more interested in making your next film compared to winning an Oscar. You said this somewhere?
No, I'm just saying that to me, a next film, any film, and that's the only ambition that I had when I got into it, that if I make a film, I should have a chance to make one more film. It should be good enough that you get a chance to make one more film.
Okay.
And that hasn't changed.
Okay. It's been 25 years of you and Aishwarya also. Irrfan came 97. How is it working with her now? Because you've practically given her, as per how I see it, one of the strongest characters as Nandini. She's played Nandini second time. She played one in other film as well, but as Nandini. So what attracts you to Aishwarya? Do you not see anyone else as Aishwarya in the industry?
I ask her only if I think the role is correct for her. It is not because somebody and the film is more important than anything else. The character is more important than anything else. If you think for a character this person would be right, then you go to them and ask them if they're willing to do. And if they're also equally excited about the film, then it works.
Okay.
Otherwise it doesn't. It has to be, the film has to lead you.
Okay. Now, Rahman sir, with Mani Selvan came with PS1, it's like a proper 6-hour film, not 3 hours, 6-hour proper film. Does he load you with expectation, or you load yourself with expectation that this is a Maniratnam film?
I think that aura from the first movie, the respect and for his work and what he believes in, and he's a great human being. And so the way of we've been dealing with things, even the tough situations. I remember once I was working on The Lord of the Rings. He was under pressure to finish something, and he came all the way to London. And for the first time, I could see that he was visually upset, and that's that we never pushed ourselves so much at all. And it's so far so good, by the grace of God.
Okay. Rahman, you made a comment about that, how we send wrong films to the Oscars. Do you still stand by it?
Yeah, absolutely. We all have to. I mean, Oscars is first of all an American thing. They're trying to expand and get members for the whole world, creative membership. And so the point of view is definitely there's a sense of geopolitics and racism and about humanity, of course. So our selection process should be that, if you can excel in a human film, which they never made ever, because our culture is so unique. And yeah, in that point of view, it's not about any particular film, or I didn't mean that. And that's the reason that, for instance, the movie Lunchbox was not sent.
Yeah.
It had all the possibility of getting an Oscar, at least a nomination.
Yeah.
And they sent something else. An example.
Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Thank you so much, sir.